Hello, beautiful people. It is I in one of my favorite places in the world. There it is. There it is. There's my workspace. There it is. I wanted to make this video. You're gonna get a video that I just did from 15 billion. If you're not smart enough to be on that. One of the things is that people have been, facilitators have been wondering, and creators for classes, and this is going out to all of you, so staff and CFs. But one of the things that's been going on is that people have been having this idea of their class size diminishing. And like I had one facilitator call a bunch of people and go, "Am I wrong? People don't like me anymore." And so I want to address this because this is where we get to be us, okay? In such a cool fucking way that's just is so beautiful. And I'm not sure any of us have ever have recognized what's going on, which is we've been destroying structures for a while. Ever since we got to presumptive realities at the beginning of 2023, it's like, dude, the world has been a different oyster. And there have been so many things changing. And once we got to structures and started dissolving those, you remember the structure call we were on? Well, it's like things are different now. You can't create from the same old structure. And remember the conversation we had where the idea is if you say, "I have no money," you will create that, and you will stop not only the money flows for you, but everybody who's part of Access. I know this is weird, and I know you don't believe it, but that's how much power you have, because we're so good at stopping things. So anywhere, and the other one is saying that people are coming to classes less, like our classes are shrinking, or a very popular one, ever since the price raise, our classes are shrinking. Can you please never say that again? And if you notice yourself doing it, pock and pot it, okay? Because it's in a very real way, our point of view creates a reality, but our words are the structure that the energetic structure that we give to the world. And let's stop, please. We have the capacity collectively to turn this around in such a dynamic way. So the other thing I want to say about the creation of classes is, what if it's different than it was yesterday? Every day, wake up and ask, what can I be and do today to create bigger classes than I've ever had right away? And what can we be and do today? And if you have a particular class, wake up every day and ask, what does this class require me today? Tap into the energy of it and say, hey, what? And just might just be like 3 seconds of energetic contribution and acknowledgement. That's what I've been doing with El Lugar, and a lot of people have been doing with El Lugar, and also the castle, and also Access, and also my classes, and also other people's classes. And also, it's like we desire to be able to contribute energy to all of your classes, but if you're trying to create from an old structure, it's not possible. It's like trying to send something through a concrete wall. It just does not work. So everything you've decided that is the structure of classes, and whose structures are they? Everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and create it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. This is a question I gave people. Whose structures? Okay, whose structures? Like when you notice something that isn't flowing, whose structures? And who did I buy these structures from? Because one of the other things is you'll come along, you're brand new to Access, you're ready to create, you're like a happy little puppy peeing on the floor. You know, you eventually learn to potty train yourself, but in that potty training process, what starts to happen is there's lots of structures that were there because we've had structures until very recently, which is why we had the conversation on structures, so we could start destroying the structures. Not that all the structures can go away in one call or one moment, but what happens is somebody had all kinds of structures in place, and then you adopt those structures. That's what you do whenever you go into a new organization of any form. So all the structures you've adopted from all the people around you that are creating a crimp in your money flows and a crimp in your business and a crimp in Access and all of our classes and all the structures that keep us from being the chaos that would allow us to create miraculously and have so many people showing up, we don't know how to handle it. will you destroy and create it all, please? Times a godzillion, right, wrong, about all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. I was having this conversation with Katerina, and one of the things she just clearly pointed out, plain as day, she's like, everything has changed. The way of creating has changed, but we haven't allowed ourselves to keep up. How do you keep up? Ask a question. What can I choose today? What can I be? What can I do to create this particular class with more people in bodies than it's ever had before? I mean, that even sounds like a bit of a conclusion and structure, but I'm just trying to get you to question instead of conclude. And then also ask, like, universe, what do you have for me? Consciousness, what do you have for me? Please contribute. I'm willing to receive it. And see what consciousness can contribute, because you're not alone in this journey. But I think one of the things that happens, and I described this on the 15 billion call that you're going to get, is, you start here, you do access, use these tools, you get an expansive space, and it's amazing. It feels wonderful because you're just willing to you have no reference point for it, so you can't structure and limit it. So then you expand into a space, and what it does, it bumps up against the structures you're not willing to let go of in that area or in the rest of your life. And they play together. And so then what I was talking about is if you'll just keep using the tools, or if you'll listen to whatever created this space in the first place, or do that again, what happens is it will help melt the structure again on a different level because you're different, and then you'll expand into more space. But what we've been taught to do is structure everything so we can put it on autopilot, so we don't have to be present and aware, so we don't have to live in 10-second increments. And based on the lie and the structure, that if you don't structure, it will be painful for you. Everything that is, times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. What are we miraculously capable of creating now? In a totally different way, with way more space and way more ease, joy, and glory than we've ever been and had before. Everything that doesn't allow it, times a godzillion, we destroy and create it, please. And everywhere you are making yourself a roadblock and holding in place, trying to hold on to a structure that no longer exists, so you have to put even more energy into manufacturing it, we destroy and create all that, please. Times a godzillion, right, wrong, about all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Okay, beautiful you. Thank you for listening. I hope this is a contribution. And truly, what else is possible beyond reality for all of us? See you soon.